lots of news, in fact, on the financial means. But as you know, we're so excited to be here with you because we get to chat with you, and we're going to be monitoring your comments throughout the show. So actually, if you're joining us already, let us know. Don't be shy. Let us know where you're joining us from. What city, what state, if you're like working, if you're not. We want to know all these good things. A big welcome to you from all of us here at In the Loop with Winnie and Greg. I am Winnie's son, longtime financial pro, CNBC council member, Forbes contributor, and all things finance. And of course, we are here live. Let me tell you, last week wasn't quite the same, Greg, because I missed seeing you last week, but I know we couldn't do it.
Yeah, I know. Same with you. Yeah, it always feels weird when we miss a week. I'm like, something's not right. But that's why we're back here today. So it is so nice to be here. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in wherever you're watching. Like when he said, drop in your comments. Let us know what you're up to, what you think about, because this show is interactive. We want to hear what you have to say and whatever you think about whatever we're going to bring up. I've got some interesting things I think to talk about in tech. It's more about like travel and tourism and how it's changing. And also, if you're in Southern California, something that you can go check out that's very tech oriented around the holidays. So all that's going to be coming up here in a bit. Again, I'm Greg Nibbler, too, to introduce myself in case you didn't know. Longtime tech reporter. Forgot about that part. Hi. I'm this guy. Yeah, thank you everybody for joining us today. So much fun, always fun with this show. And of course, Winnie always starts us off with letting us know what's going on in the world of finances and how that's going, which is always a crazy world, I imagine, to follow along. Every single day is an adventure for you. But how is it looking today?
Well, Greg, I'm so glad you asked because we actually had quite a bit of news today. But let's start with how the market closed because I know we got to kick it up there. The Dow closed up 80 points. We'll certainly take it. We'll take the positives when we can. NASDAQ closed down a little bit over 3 points. S&P down 2 points as well. Now, here's the thing. I've been following a lot of news, of course, relative to the financial markets because I want to get you through the summer. But, today we saw on LinkedIn a lot of trending topics, one of them being something that is also big on CNBC, which is Fed Chairman Jerome Powell coming out and saying, hey guys, I recognize that there's a lot of inflation, but do know I am fully committed to getting this down. In fact, Sandra Latham, editor at LinkedIn News, shared this today, talking about, like, we know that the U.S. economy obviously is having a lot of challenges, right? But Fed Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell says the central bank is committed to doing whatever they need to do to get us in more healthy levels of inflation, getting them from like 8% down to 2 to 3%. But he's still very optimistic. He thinks he's going to be able to do this without triggering a recession. So we'll see. If you have your thoughts on this, I'd love to hear from you because I actually did a little bit of research too. It showed that, what we spend typically on a July 4th celebration, what we spend, let's say for, to get a get together, a barbecue, whatnot, the cost of that has actually increased in many of the things that we pay for over 30% on that barbecue. That's right. Now, the only two things, I was laughing with my kids. I said, well, it looks like this July 4th thing, you're going to be able to eat two things: strawberries and cheese, because believe it or not, strawberry and cheese has actually gone down in cost the last year. So, we'll take it. I don't know, Greg, you think you're going to be eating strawberry and cheese for July 4th?
I mean, I like strawberries and cheese. I have some strawberries at the house right now. That's weird that that's the thing that's going down in price. I would always think that, especially cheese, that would go up. But, I'll take it. I'm a strawberry and cheese fan.
Yeah, that's a good point, Greg. I mean, like, if the price of beef, I guess, has increased by over 30% and yet cheese has gone down, I thought they both came from the cow, but I'm not a farmer, so I don't know. Yeah. Well, on other things, Greg, I knew you were going to talk about travel, so I wanted to bring this up as well. And this is also trending today on LinkedIn. But there have been so many travel woes. For those of you who have been to the airport lately, I know that people will say before you get to the airport now, good luck and hopefully safe travels, right? Because it's been crazy. So Delta Airlines has now just announced that over the 4th of July weekend, that passengers will be able to change their flights without any charge because there's going to be widespread disruption across the travel industry. So this is going to be for Delta. That's going to be July 1st, which is tomorrow, through the 4th. So if your flight has issues and you need rebooking or whatnot, don't worry. They're not going to make it costly for you to make those changes. So I've been seeing this trend a lot on social media, and it looks like overall those who are very committed to Delta, who love flying Delta, are really happy about this move. I'm curious about what you think. I feel like it's sort of telling us like it's going to be crazy this weekend and you could make changes to your flight. That almost might make me actually cancel my flight if I were flying this weekend, just because, I have a group of 5 and we disruptions are already stressful enough. What do you think, Greg?
Yeah, I mean, I can only imagine with 5 and having a flight canceled, what that would entail. Yeah, I mean, you're seeing so many people getting their flights canceled. I've been lucky on any flights that I've taken. Although I take that back. I did have one canceled, but I got put on the very next one. So yeah, that would make me a little bit nervous. It's already going to be hectic and crazy, and now they're saying like, yeah, go ahead and change your flights if you want to because it might be canceled. Yeah, that's basically what they're telling you. So yeah, that would I'd want to make sure if I did have plans that I'd be wherever I was at, that I had a backup plan, someplace to go, or if I'm visiting a friend, be like, I'm gonna go to the airport, but I might be back tonight. So, something like that. Yeah.
Go somewhere where you can drive, or go somewhere where, there's hotels available. Because I've been seeing travelers stranded in like airports for like 2 days because all the local hotels are full and they can't get a flight out. And I'm like, it's like
that doesn't sound
nightmare.
Fun. Yeah. I've done one 24-hour stay in an airport before in Germany. And yeah, it wasn't the greatest experience. Yeah. Sleeping on airplane or airport chairs is not the best.
Yeah, that sounds just misery. Oh, goodness. Well, on other news, speaking of places to stay, this has also been news that's been trending all over social and also trending on LinkedIn actually as we speak. And this is a report coming out from Airbnb. Now, I'm a big fan of Airbnbs. I don't know how you feel about them. I don't know. I think sometimes it can be great experiences and sometimes not. I mean, they're convenient, right? Especially during the pandemic. But Airbnb is now going to basically make it so that you can no longer party at your Airbnb. So forget about it. No more partying. This is a permanent inclusion. If you're going to go ahead and rent an Airbnb for your destination, forget about partying because it is against the rules. And so they've had many cases where people broke these rules and they had to, some people got hurt and other things have happened. But what's really interesting about this and why this was trending today as well as yesterday they was talking about that they banned partying in Airbnbs for the life forever. It's permanent. But what's trending today is sort of an add-on. Okay, so you can't host a party at your Airbnb or go to a party in Airbnb rental. But now they're extending it so you can extend to 16 people and an Airbnb if the property is big enough. But then so you can invite like 16 of your family members. 16 people, isn't that sort of like a party?
Yeah, I think that is a party. 16 people together on a vacation or wherever they're at. Yeah, I would think that would count as a party.
I would think so, right? So I thought it was really interesting. It's actually trending on social. People are like kind of debating, like, is 16 a party? Is it like so that's like a mini party? But so this is like a big issue, I guess, with Airbnb. In fact, they've actually suspended 6,600 users.
Wow.
From Airbnb for violating the ban of partying. So I guess the thing to do is to like party at an Airbnb, but I guess now you can't do that anymore. It's a permanent ban. They started it in 2020 during the pandemic. I think because people just wanted to get away, so they rented Airbnbs at party. But I don't know, Greg, I want to hear what you have to talk about travel, because that's travel for financial news for us right now.
Yeah, so the things that I grabbed here for this week, just a couple of things. Talking about travel and talking about how it's going to change. And, we were just talking about flights getting canceled. And plus there's lots of things that people bring up when it comes to airports and planes and even, when it comes to the environment. And there is a group that wants to create and is creating a whole new way of traveling. It's not a plane. It's not a blimp, but it is an airship. And that is what we're talking about today. So this is a thing called the Airlander, and this is in the news right now. It's announced several years ago. It's from a company called Hybrid Air Vehicles. And this was just picked up by a Spanish company, placed an order for 10 of these. It's going to go into service in the next couple of years. And it's to kind of replace some shorter distance flights with this, which is, basically a giant blimp. And the way it would work is you take this, and we've got some different shots too of the inside, but this is how this thing would fly. And they're thinking, like 1 to 200 mile distances. They made some comparisons in Spain. They're trying to figure it out for here in the US. They said it'd be like going, they even proposed like Seattle to Vancouver, which is about 120 miles. But this is going to be going into place first there in Spain, and then I believe the UK after that. But that is how they think they can mitigate some of these climate issues and give people another option. Now, it's not super fast. It goes about 80 miles an hour. So you're going to be taking your time, but they're adding this in as part of kind of a tourism thing as well, because you're going to get these amazing scenic views. You're not going super fast. They don't go really high. They say they can go up to 20,000 feet, but probably won't go that high. And so they're showing it for this. They even had some demonstrations going over like the Grand Canyon. But yeah, this is kind of the idea of where they think this can be at least the next big thing for some of these shorter distance flights. I think it's kind of cool. I think if you were in a hurry, it might not be the best option. But if you want to just kind of relax and get a really good scenic view of something and chill out, because the accommodations in there look pretty nice. It's much better than a plane. Really? So I don't know. What do you think about this?
Well, first of all, I don't see any like windows, so that was my first thinking.
So it's actually underneath. So it's underneath there, and there are windows, but you're right, it didn't look like there were any windows. So most of that's just filled with air there. But yeah, the windows are underneath there.
Well, I love the idea, Greg, and I'm with you. Like, going up the Grand Canyon would be super cool. Going over like, a volcano in Hawaii would be super cool. But I don't know. I think here in Southern California, where people love their vehicles, and you're talking 100, 200 miles, that's like, that's not that far. But like, if you could do like this to Las Vegas from Los Angeles, I think you would get plenty of buy-in for sure. So I mean, it's really cute. I really like the way it looks, and hey, anything to improve the environment. So,
right.
I don't know. You know what? No, I would. I totally would do it. If they give me Wi-Fi, I would totally do it.
Right. Yeah, you definitely need Wi-Fi for sure. Yeah, I think it would be fun. It would be probably not something. Yeah, if you're in a hurry. Yeah. But like you said, like LA to Vegas, that would be a nice, relaxing way to go to Vegas, sit there and get some amazing views. Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, there it is. Thanks, Curtis, for grabbing that. That's the
wow.
inside.
Okay. I take everything I just said back, because I didn't know it was going to look like that, Curtis, because now absolutely I would take that.
And I said air earlier. Helium is what it's filled with. But yeah.
How cool is that?
Kind of cool, just the ways that they could configure these things. But we'll see. They're going to start it off there in, and this one I think was a maximum of 19. I think they've got some other ones that can accommodate more people. Yeah, right. I mean, just the views alone would be pretty cool.
Oh man, we should have in the loop one where it goes from like California to Oregon, right?
Yeah, we'll take it. That's exactly what we need. Yeah, we'll broadcast the show from it.
Yeah. I mean, oh, look at how cool. If you went over Alaska, you could see the glaciers. Okay. I take that all day long. In fact, I actually like this idea better than, there's certain areas of the world like Alaska is one, the Galapagos Islands is one, where it's really difficult for a large size ship to get there, right? But if you have one of these little, what do they call it again? These big balloony things.
Airlander things. Airlander, yeah.
That would be super, super cool. I don't know how much they cost. Greg, do we have a cost?
They haven't given a cost on what it's going to be for a flight yet. I think that actually, since the Spanish company is going to be one of the first ones using them, I think they're trying to figure that out right now. But I'm sure we'll know here in the next year or so. But we don't know yet. Let's see, 2025. So it'll be a couple of years before it starts out.
Well, Sadiq likes it. Sadiq says for shorter flights is okay. CrossX Fighter joining us from YouTube Live says, no, I haven't traveled yet. Sadiq is also joining us from YouTube Live. And we have someone joining us from LinkedIn, which is wonderful, saying nice views and set. Thank you so much for your comments. Indeed.
Awesome. Yeah, so that's one way that these things could be changing. So we'll have to see how that works. There's other companies working on different kind of flying machines and ways to change it up. But I like that this one is fully going into production and was actually bought by somebody. So that's way further along than a lot of the other ones. So we have that. All right. Next thing I wanted to talk about, and this is something that I just thought was cool. I'm curious if anybody else thinks it's cool or not, or whether you think this is lame. So this is from an Italian company. Well, the company is called Invisible Cities, but this is going to be taking place in Italy. So the idea is, there's normal tour buses that you can take, kind of not a full bus, but a shorter one, drives you around a city, shows you the sights. You have somebody, on the speaker telling you what you're seeing. Take that concept, but then add in virtual reality and augmented reality over it. So that's what the concept here is. So this is going to be taking place in Rome, this one in particular, to where you're driving around, you're seeing the ancient sites of Rome, you're sitting inside this little bus, just like that. When they have the curtains, as you would call them, up, you're seeing just the actual city. But then they have these 4K OLED transparent screens that drop down and overlay images of ancient Rome. So it's like transporting you back 2,000 years as you're driving along, and you get to see what it looked like back then. That's part of what it does. That alone, to me, is pretty cool. Like, I like that part of it, but they add in more too. So there's more that comes along with this. Okay. The entire vehicle is essentially a part of the experience. So they've got all kinds of different spectrometers and different ways with the bus itself to add that into the experience. So you go over a pothole. That's part of the experience. You're making turns. That's part of it. So it's measuring everything. You speed up, you slow down. All of that is incorporated into the virtual reality or augmented reality that you're looking at. And the other thing they do is they pump in smells. This part, I don't know. I don't know about this part, but they said they would have, for this experience just alone, you'd have like different things like frankincense and myrrh or charcoal to replicate what those smells may have been like. They have one though that's called Civic Musk. I don't know if I want that. I don't know if Civic Musk is something like somebody had to create whatever that scent is.
That took a lot of work to come up with that name, Greg. Right. Not everybody can come up with a name.
Jenny, Musk. I want you to research Civic Musk. We need to get that done. Yeah. But they'll have that like coming in through the vents as you're going through to add to your experience.
At that point, you're like,
let me off.
Open the windows.
Let me off.
What do you think about that, Joshua? And I want to know what Joshua thinks about that.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of the ways they think that they can replicate this in other places too. This kind of experience. I will say it's pretty affordable. It's only $16. So It's not bad. Like 30 to 40 minutes. I was actually kind of surprised that it was only $16. So maybe that speaks to the Civic Musk smell. but that's what they're looking at. That's what they're trying to do with this. What do you think about it? Would you go in it?
I mean, for $16,
For $16,
maybe
right? Yeah.
We check it out. Because at first I was like, so couldn't you get one of those like, meta headsets and just like kind of walk around and probably have something like that. But for $16, I think the kids would get a kick out of it. It's almost like, they have a lot of these sort of rides at Universal Studios and like Disneyland anyway, right? It's just that it'll be in Rome. Yeah. But I love Rome. But I love seeing it in its present state. And so
I do too. Rome's one of my favorite places that I've ever been. I mean, I would definitely go on this just for the experience. I mean, for the tech alone, I would have to go on this just to try it out. I think it could be a cool thing though, if you think about other places. I think Sadiq just posted that there's a Greek startup that's doing the same kind of thing. I was going to say Greece would be another cool place, that you could try that out, where you could see what ancient, see the ruins of the Acropolis and then have it overlaid with what it did look like. I like history a lot and I like tech. So this kind of meets in the middle for me. But I don't know. We'll see if this becomes a popular thing or not. It is also like you're driving past it and you're just watching it on television instead of experiencing it. So I can see that aspect too.
Yeah, very, very cool. How fun,
Yeah, just as a couple of random things that I saw this week, that I thought were interesting, just how tech is changing. I see Sky tuning in from France.
Hello, Sky.
Hi.
Did you see the bus? I thought that was pretty cool. I guess it's going to come to Rome.
France would be another place for that too. Any place that has like some real history to it, maybe that's what we can do.
France is amazing. Talk about, I mean, Sky, honestly, wish we were there because wow, what an amazing place to be. But Yeah. But yeah, totally. I think, I love the idea of incorporating more technology and some of these like really neat, fun things. And when it comes to travel, right? Like, why
Mhm.
not? Like, when you're on travel, you're not as rushed. You can sort of try different things and ride the blimp, ride
Right.
the bus with the interesting smells. I mean, you know,
Isn't that every
when
bus
in
though?
Rome. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's true. Doesn't every bus come with an interesting smell? I
I
don't
was
know.
gonna say, yeah, I've ridden the Portland buses. It definitely has a smell sometimes, but, but yeah, these are different ways to look at things and try these out. Turkey, yes, it said Turkey. That would be another great one. Any place that has like some really cool history and historical buildings. So next time I'm in Rome, I will try this out. I will definitely do this. So hopefully that's sooner
I
than later.
mean, yeah, hopefully. Yeah, hopefully. Absolutely. I'm excited to do that too. But yeah, anything fun planned for July 4th weekend?
Well, for myself, I'm going to be going out to the Oregon countryside and going to actually a small town parade, like
Mhm.
the classic, Americana style where they have horses and tractors going through the parade. So I'm going to do
Mhm.
that. But there's
Cool.
something that you could try, or at
Okay.
least is in your neighborhood ish in
Uh-huh.
Southern California. And I was
Okay.
noticing this because a lot of places, are still banning fireworks because of fire concerns. And in San Diego, Imperial Beach, what they're going to be doing is instead of having fireworks, they're having a drone show. So
That's
they're
cool.
yeah, it's pretty interesting. So yeah, Verge Arrow is the name of this. Apparently they were on America's Got Talent at some point.
Oh,
That's according to that. I did not see that part of it, but this is what they do. They put on these elaborate, coordinated, choreographed drone shows, and that's what they're going to be doing instead of fireworks this year. Which I would absolutely, if I were near this, I would absolutely go see this.
I feel like you would totally geek out if you saw this. I think my kids
Oh
would
yeah.
totally get geek out on this. So Imperial Beach. All right, so I got it. Well, I probably won't be in town this weekend, but if I were, I would try to make myself available to Imperial Beach. But yeah, for those of you who I guess are in San Diego County or south of that, I guess definitely something to check out. I do love this. I mean, Greg, I'm guessing this is obviously I don't know, would this be less expensive or more expensive than a traditional
I'm not sure exactly how much that would I mean, because the drones are already there. So it's just paying them to coordinate them, however they do that and program them.
mhm,
I'm not sure. I would think, I mean, fireworks are very expensive, right? So
mhm.
maybe this is a cheaper option. Maybe it just balances out. I'm seeing a LinkedIn user. I'm going to a drone show in Alameda. It's the new hip thing. Yeah,
Really?
definitely a lot of them
Wonder
around.
wow,
And
in Alameda too. Hmm.
it's kind of like I think this is just maybe the start of it here in the US because
Mhm.
overseas, especially in China, they have some massive drone
Oh,
displays. You can
yeah.
look them up online. I mean,
Remember the Olympics?
yeah, the
That was
Olympics.
so awesome.
I mean, they have these crazy ones that happen all the time, even just ones for I'm seeing Cynthia. So that was Cynthia who was talking about that. Yeah, I mean, they have the Olympics, they have even branded ones and sponsored ones. I mean, it's crazy some of the stuff. So these don't look quite as elaborate as those other ones, but I mean,
Mhm.
it's, I'm all for it. I think it's pretty cool. I know people get kind of freaked out if the drone were to fall. Usually they've got some ways to kind of alleviate those concerns. But yeah, I would absolutely go see this.
I would think this was probably better for the environment too, right? I mean, because it's
Yeah.
like these are reusable things, and then like they probably don't add like chemicals into the sky. I think I don't know. I'm just
Yeah.
guessing because I don't know that much about what are in fireworks, but I'm gonna guess that this is probably gonna be the future, right? Reusable fireworks essentially. I could see some place
Yeah.
like Disneyland that does fire, and
Ooh.
Anaheim Stadium that does fireworks every night. Why
Yeah.
not just invest like a drone setup?
Yeah.
I think that'd be really cool.
Have a fancy drone show. Yeah, I could
Mhm.
definitely see that taking off. I mean, and just for the fire concern, I know at least for out west here, that is a concern. It's not that really the city the city fireworks shows usually don't cause anything, but it's a different way to look at it using technology. And like you said, reusable, and these are all battery powered. So I don't know. I think it's kind of a cool thing. We'll see if it takes off, see how many people want to go see that, or if you'd rather just watch some explosions. I get that too. I like both, but
I feel like you should do this in your, since you're going to like the outskirts of Oregon, I feel like you should do this. You should set up your own, or I feel like that should be a
I,
contribution.
I like drones, but me flying those around people is not a good idea. I'm a terrible drone pilot. I will attest. I got one for my dad for Christmas a couple of years ago, and I was showing him how to work it. Instantly crashed it into a tree. So, and then I had to figure out how to get it out. So yeah, you don't want me doing that. Leave that to professionals.
Very cool. Very cool.
But yeah, just something else to kind of look forward to there with tech, that's happening. Everything kind of slows down right now around the holidays, but there's a lot coming up here over the next couple of weeks or month or so. And then you have Amazon Prime Day coming up. And then there's an announcement there's going to be another Prime Day. So we'll have to see how that works, some deals that we can talk about. But that's kind of what I had for this week, just taking a look at that. And, we always say this here on the show, we're interactive. We love these comments that you're dropping in, but always feel free to get a hold of us any other time. Like if you see something cool, please send it to me on whatever platform, or friend me or DM, whatever, however you want to get a hold of me. Please send me whatever cool thing that you're finding. Always love that.
Yes, we love to hear from you. So if you have any comments or suggestions or thoughts, definitely message us. We would love to hear from you. We are on all the different social platforms. And of course, we get so much excitement joining you here, Jill. So we want to really thank you for your time today and for being here with us. And of course, we're going to come back, Greg. I think we're going to make sure we're back next week, because I feel like, and it's a short week, but we got to make it. We got to make sure.
Yep. 100%. Yep, we will make it happen next week.
So let us know if there's anything in particular you want to share and you want to talk about that you want Greg and I to research. I see Cynthia. We welcome you, Cynthia. We're so glad that you could join us on LinkedIn. Thank you so much for being here, Sadiq, Joshua, Vicky, everybody, Sky. Thank you so much. With that, we just hope that you have a really safe and amazing weekend. Right?
Yeah,
Greg?
absolutely. Yeah, thank you, everybody. So great to see all of you. And like when he said, we'll be back next week.
We'll be next week. Take care now. Bye-bye.
Bye.